In Matthew's book, Jesus said, go into all the land. Take the word, share it, teach it, preach to every man. Just do his will, because he always...
Hello, this is Dr. Greg Mays with your Word Wednesday. Right now, it is Tuesday, April the 23rd, 2024. I woke up early on this day because I wanted to record this Word Wednesday on my 60th birthday. Yesterday was my birthday. And the reason why I wanted to do it on this day is because for the first time in, I can't even tell you how many years, maybe 20, maybe even 30 years, I'm actually excited for my birthday. Now, don't get me wrong. I was not sad or, oh, I'm getting old. That's never a thought with me. But the reason why I never was excited about birthdays is because I appreciate them. I understand the importance of them. You need to keep having birthdays if you want to stay alive. But I just never felt like, let's don't make a big deal out of this. And I'm not necessarily trying to have others make a big deal out of this day or out of yesterday. But here's why it's a big deal to me. I was born on April the 23rd, 1964 in San Antonio, Texas. Now, at that time, I had no idea what was going on around me. I'm a baby, just like all of you were when you were born. But as I got older and as I've lived my life, and now I have the benefit of perspective, looking back and realizing, wow, what God carried me through. I had a conversation recently with a friend, and I was sharing with them what I'm about to share with you. I'm the fifth son of Walter and Juanita Mays. All of us were born in either New Orleans, Louisiana, or San Antonio, Texas, in the 50s or 60s. If you think about that, 5 black boys born in the South, in the midst of, excuse me, thank you for your patience with that. Born in the midst of the civil rights movement. Now, of course, we had no idea what was going on, but life was happening around us. And as I've looked back, I realized something. Certainly, when we were born in that time, there was probably a thought, maybe even a reality, that one of us, if not multiple of us, would either end up in jail, end up dead at a very early age, or something worse, or something rather in between. But by the grace of God, by the love of 2 parents willing to fight for their kids, we're here. Why is this day so special to me? Because all of us made it to the age of 60. And that's a big deal to me, because I understand that is not a promise. Many people may look and say, oh, well, of course, people do it all the time. And there may be. But I wouldn't say they do it all the time. We did not have those silver spoons. We had the grace of God. I can look back on my life and I can see times where God spared us. I've said this before, but one of my brothers got into a near fatal car accident when he was in high school. But by the grace of God, through circumstances that many would just blow off as coincidental, their lives, his life was spared. He was with a friend. God has protected, not for anything that we have done, but he has protected us and allowed us the gift of at least 60 years of life. And my prayer is that as God has given us this life, that we would in turn give that life back to him. It is my prayer that God has allowed me to have an impact on your life. But I'm not talking about a superficial impact. My prayer is that God allows me to continue to sow into your life, to continue to share him into your life, but not just your life, but to the lives of others, to my students at George Jenkins High School, to my students wherever I may go from this day forward, to my friends that are in my sphere of influence, to the members of my church where I go here in Lakeland at the Rock Community Church. My prayer is that God has given me these 60 years. May I give back every day to you, to share him with you, to do what God has called us to do. When Jesus tells us, as recorded in Matthew 28 and Mark 16, that we are to go and make disciples. That is my prayer. That's why I'm excited that God has allowed me to live this long. I want to get out of here in a second, but before I do, I want to honor two people. I want to honor my wife. My wife has been by my side for almost 35 years, really over 35 years, because we met over 35 years ago. She is a rock in my life. Thank you, Sonny, for doing more than I could ever have imagined any wife would do in my life. I'm so thankful that God brought us together on October the 2nd, 1988. The second person that I want to give honor and thanks to is our daughter, Candace Michelle Mays. What an amazing young lady you are. You have taught me how to admit when I'm wrong. You have taught me to love somebody unconditionally. You have taught me to realize that my style of love doesn't work for everyone, and I need to make adjustments to my life because it's not about me. It needs to be about others. And so just watching you blossom into this amazing young woman has been a blessing in my life. And as I turned 60 yesterday, but I'm saying it on my birthday, I'm so thankful for you. May God bless everything that you put your hand to. I want to say a final shout out to all of you. I know that without you guys listening to this podcast, encouraging one another, sharing this podcast, we wouldn't have what we do have. And make no mistake, we're not some big, major, multi-million viewer podcast, but I do believe that God is blessing this. And so it was important to me to share this moment with you. So thank you for always tuning in week and week out. I pray that God would allow me to continue to be consistent with this ministry. I pray that this is a blessing for you. And remember, stay strong.
So what you waiting for? Someone to feel the pain some more? Cause you ain't share the love, the grace you found within the Father's care. To share the love of God is more than just a simple job. It's Christ speaking the off a Holy Spirit law. Share it.